class, Dr. May brought to light the human predicament that we are all addicts to something that enslaves us from our desire of loving God and others. The technical term he used to describe how we become addicts is through the process of attachment, where desire becomes nailed to a specific behavior, object, or person. Then the state of addiction is created. Freedom occurs through the process of detachment, where our desire becomes free. The objects of addiction are not the root of our problem. The root of the problem is our clinging to these objects. Despite the power of addiction, the paradox of addiction is that it can bring us to appreciate grace. It could bring us to a place where we realize that all we can do is get on our knees and accept the grace that alone can set us free. Grace is the only thing that can set us free from addiction. My definitions for addiction, bondage, and recovery and deliverance are: addiction occurs when we do something we really do not want to do, and bondage is when our will is held captive to sin, and then recovery is the process of breaking free from addiction, and then deliverance, the way I understand deliverance, is that it's the point where you are set free from an addiction, and that can occur from either a one-time event of being delivered or a process. I have known somebody who has recovered from addiction and been delivered from a bondage to sin. My current senior pastor grew up in the hippie movement, and he was addicted to drugs, he was addicted to alcohol, and in a moment he was delivered when he got saved. The people that proclaimed the gospel to him prayed with him that he would be set free from drugs. He flushed his LSD down the toilet and has not touched drugs since that time, has not even had the desire to do so. So that is being set free from addiction, because his desire was set free by grace, by the grace of Jesus Christ, from being attached to the object of drugs and alcohol. My church growing up, I don't remember a recovery and deliverance ministry being a priority, although it was mentioned at times. I myself was delivered from an addiction to the sin of looking at pornography. I actually had a youth leader show up at my house and give me the Bondage Breaker that we're going to be reading in class. I read it, and through that book, I found freedom from that addiction to pornography when I was about 18. And so this will be kind of fun revisiting that, and I can look back and also help other people enjoy that same freedom from being free from the bondage of sin. The church where I currently minister, as I mentioned, my senior pastor being free from the addiction to drugs, since that was such a big moment in his life, he does emphasize the ministry of deliverance and recovery, and that is one of the focuses of our church. And there's been quite a few people in our congregation who've been set free from drugs and alcohol through the power of prayer and reliance on the grace of Jesus Christ. Thank you. I hope that answers the questions at hand, and look forward to doing this class with you all.